Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and now with our guest, Abdulmuhsin Altabakh. He is a volunteer in the Kuwait Makers charity team. So hello and good evening, Abdulmuhsin.
Hello, thank you for having me here.
You are most welcome, Abdulmuhsin. So first of all, we'd like from you to introduce yourself to our dear viewers.
My name is Abdulmuhsin Altabakh. I am a member of Kuwait Makers, a charity team.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm an engineering student.
Mm-hmm. So you are a student as well. You
Yeah.
are engineering student, and at the same time you are a volunteer.
Yes.
That's really amazing. So now let's talk about Kuwait Makers. What actually Kuwait Makers?
It's actually a charity team.
Yes.
It includes a lot of members. Kids, adults, young men, young women. And we do a lot of campaigns to help the people who needed help.
So actually you've been volunteering in this charity team since when, Abdulmuhsin?
I couldn't remember the date very well.
Yes.
But it was in 2021 in Ramadan. It was my first time.
Okay, that's amazing. So 2 years ago,
Yeah.
you joined this team. So you have some tasks for sure, Abdulmuhsin.
For sure.
What are your main tasks to do or focusing on doing in this charity team?
In the beginning, I was just a normal volunteer. I was doing the just basic task, help the people do moving stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have like a main task in the team to take pictures and be a photographer
Yes.
for the team.
Okay, photographer. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So take a photographer for all the organization. I
Yeah,
mean,
for the campaign.
the events and everything, and even the people, the needy people as well. That's amazing. And then put it and post it in the social media.
Yeah.
So you have a social media account, isn't it?
Yes. It's
So-
KW Makers.
KW Maker. So if I want to join the charity team, or anyone from our dear viewers wants to join your charity team, what are actually the procedures for that?
It's easy. So you can contact us on our social media accounts,
Yes.
and you can just tell us, I want to join.
Okay.
And after all, it's just a charity team. You can join anytime. you want.
Anytime. There is no rules.
Yeah,
So what about the ages? So even the children can join?
yeah, even the children.
So you have a lot of members for
Yeah.
sure. How many members actually?
To be honest, I'm not sure about the number exactly, but
Like roughly.
in my information, we are at 81.
Okay.
4 of us men,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest is women and ladies.
Okay. So what about the children? Like in what age actually? Do you have ages like from the 7th grade or
Lower,
lower? That's amazing. So we are targeting even the children.
yeah.
So what are the main actually our objectives and the purpose of this charity team?
The main reason is to spread the peace.
Spread the peace.
Yeah, the main reason for this charity team, and give hopes for the people who needed help,
Okay.
and help others. Be respectful for the other people and
Wow.
their situation. Yes.
That's a great, that's really a great purposes actually. So let's talk about the campaigns and the offline, the off-air actually. You've been talking about a lot of campaigns you organized in this charity team. Let's mention most of them actually.
We have a main campaign. It's the most famous one in our
Yes.
team. We called it a food basket. The people can donate with a 20 KD, and the food basket can be enough for 5 person in one family.
Oh,
Yeah, and we do it every single week,
that's
weekly.
amazing. Weekly for all the needy people.
Yeah,
This is one of your favorite campaigns, let's say? Or
one of
what-
the favorites.
One of them. So what is actually your favorite campaign ever?
One of my favorite. No, it's the most favorite one actually.
Okay.
It was in the last March. It was called the Happiness Festival.
Happiness Festival.
It was for the orphans in Kuwait.
Okay.
We've done a like small festival for them. We called the famous people to celebrate with them,
Yes.
and we had a lot of fun with them. We played with them and share our happiness with them.
Wow, that was your favorite
Yeah.
campaign. So lovely to spread the happiness for the orphans, our children. So let's talk about the other members. I'm pretty sure each member has its own task in this charity team. Let's mention most of their tasks, Abdulmuhsin.
My task, first of all,
Yes.
is to take a picture, a photographer.
Yes.
And we have another photographer. He's the main one. His name is Ali Kandari.
Yes.
And we have our leader, Mr. Hani Al-Madhkour, and a lot of members.
Yes.
I couldn't mention them all because there are a lot.
Okay.
And everyone have a single task. If we have this campaign for the food basket, one of us gonna be the leader, and he gonna tell us the rules, what we're gonna do, what we will provide. And that's the task.
That's really amazing, Abdulmuhsin. So you mentioned that even the children actually, they can actually join your organization and the charity team. So do you have actually a workshop organized for them to teach them what's the importance of the voluntary work?
And we have actually. When the weather become colder, we have a campaign called We Want Green, نبيها خضراء.
Okay.
So we participate with the children, and we go to Sabhan. We plant the trees and to make it green, as the campaign says.
Okay, this is one of the workshops you are teaching the children how to do that. What about the cleaning our environment, maintaining our environment, our beaches? Do you have any workshop to teach actually our young generation about the importance of that in your charity team?
We had once actually.
Okay.
We went on a trip to the beach.
Okay.
We cleaned the trash from the beach, and we've participate with the children. But most of all, we gave the children more chance to participate and do the work.
More chance to teach them about that.
Yeah, so they will have experience.
That's amazing. So let's talk about the critical time, which is the pandemic period time. Did you actually volunteer in that period of time, you and your team, the charity Kuwait Makers?
We've done one campaign.
Okay.
Because it was a difficult time for us, so we couldn't.
What was the name of the campaign back then?
It was in Ramadan.
Okay.
We was giving a.
And the title of it?
The title of it?
Yes.
It was Iftar Sa'am.
Iftar Sa'am. Yeah. Okay.
We gave a meal for the people who are fasting.
The fasting people.
For the fasting people.
Yes.
And it was including 500 meal.
500 meal
in a day.
Pandemic. Oh, in the day.
For the whole month.
For the whole month, and you put yourself in the risk actually in the pandemic time.
Yes, but
even the fully curfew, the partial curfew, you've been volunteering in that time, isn't it? And you've been photographing even that time, or was it a different task back then?
No, it was a different task.
Oh, a different task.
Yeah, because when I start taking photos and be a photographer,
yes,
it was very soon time.
Very soon time.
Yeah.
That was amazing, Abdulmuhsin. We're going to learn more about Kuwait Makers. But dear viewers, let's watch this report together and then we'll be right back to you. And we are back again, dear viewers, with our guest Abdulmuhsin Altabakh from Kuwait Makers charity team. So Abdulmuhsin, we're chatting about your voluntary work, not only in this charity. Before that, you've been starting a voluntary work in many organizations, as you mentioned. So when actually did you start your voluntary work?
Actually, it was since 2019.
2019?
Yeah, I volunteered in a team. It was a basic team that called Let's Help Others.
Let's Help Others, wow.
And I didn't participate a lot because I couldn't because of my studies.
Okay.
That's why.
Because of your studies, because you are an engineering student right now. It's really a harsh subject to study. So, did you love voluntary work since 2019 or before that?
No, actually, since 2019.
Yeah, you felt that I'm going to be a volunteer. I'm going to serve my country and going to help my needy people, isn't it?
Yes.
So, how actually the voluntary work, Abdulmuhsin, changed your life in a positive way, of course, let's say?
To be honest, I was just like an ordinary young man.
Okay.
Sitting in my house, playing video games. Don't care about the outside world. So since I started volunteering, I found peace in myself. I found new things. I discovered about myself. I've become more hopeful person.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well said, Abdulmuhsin. It's really changed your life, actually,
Yeah.
let's say. So you are a student, an engineering student, and as you mentioned, you love the voluntary work. So it now became a part of your life. So how you manage to manage your time between your time as a student, let's say, and as a volunteer?
First of all, as my leader said in our team, Mr. Hani Matkour, your study comes first.
Okay.
So every time if I have a quiz or a test or a midterm time I need to study, I will not go to the charity team or the campaigns. I will give my study a time. I will give my study a time that it needed.
Yes.
And the team comes second, but doesn't mean like I will not participate or do anything.
It doesn't mean, but your study came first.
Yes.
So what are your hopes and wishes, Abdulmuhsin, in the future as an engineer? Inshallah, you can become an engineer in the future. Are you going to start, are you going to continue actually doing your voluntary work after you graduate from your university?
Of course.
Are you planning of that?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Because I have a lot of plans actually. And one of them to continue until I get my master's degree.
Yes, inshallah.
And my hope, my most important hope I have now, to raise our country name by doing the good stuff and charity stuff for the others, and let my parents proud of me by doing charity things. And I want to be a global with my charity team, to be known by a lot of people outside the country.
Inshallah, and you are raising Kuwaiti flags. You did and you are doing actually that, and hopefully you're going to become really a huge engineer in the future and a volunteer as well in Kuwait. And you're going to raise up Kuwait's name not only here in Kuwait, even outside Kuwait and globally, as you mentioned, inshallah, Abdulmuhsin.
Thank you.
So it's really changed your perspective in life, as you mentioned.
Yes.
And of course, you faced a lot of situations, you faced a lot of people while you are doing your voluntary work. So we would like to hear from you actually one memorable story that you will never forget while you are doing your voluntary work.
That one story I have to say, it's a little bit emotional for me, because it happened recently, and even I remember the date because it was a horrible something happened to me. It was on 10th of April this year. I was heading to my college for studies, and I had an accident that made me flip 3 times inside the car.
Oh.
And the car was flipping 3 times. But alhamdulillah, I got out of the car with nothing, with no injuries, just a small scratches. And since then I found like volunteering helped me a lot. When I do something good for others, when I do charity, it's very good things. When you do in life, you will get a good thing. Even in exchange, you will get a lot of
Yes.
something good in your life.
Wow. So let's say from that accident, you learned that I have to be a good person, I have to help others. So that accident actually changed your thinking, let's say?
Yeah, changed my whole me.
Your whole me. So thank to God, actually, you
Yeah.
came up as healthy, actually, again. So thank to God about that. Really touching story you told us. Thank you for sharing that to us. So let's talk about proud moments as well you felt while you are doing your voluntary work, like helping a child, helping a needy family, and elderly people. We'd like to hear from you.
Actually, I have a very proud moment I wouldn't forgive in my ever life. So
Let's hear it.
it was in the Happiness Festival. I was sharing candy with the children's,
Okay.
and one of them said, I'm so happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here. I was dancing and moving with the children, and it was amazing actually. And he said to me, I don't have brothers. Can you be my bigger brother?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it feel me very happy. I feel at that moment. It was amazing. That's what can I say.
You felt happy, you felt
Yeah.
so proud in that moment. It's really a touching, another touching story
Yeah.
here, Abdulmuhsin. So you are a young, actually, man, Abdulmuhsin. You are still a student and you love your voluntary work. Do you have like any word or let's say advice to your generation, especially for those who doesn't love actually voluntary work? They say we don't have time, the hot is very weather in Kuwait. We have to focus on our like fun, our fun life. So do you have any message for them?
I have one advice for the people who find volunteering something like it's just nothing to do.
Yes.
Or a boring. Believe me, if you do a volunteering for a first time, you will find it like it will change your whole life. Even I have another advice actually for the people or the teenager in my age. Just share peace and good with others, and you will find it in another time when you need it. When you do a charity in your life, a lot of good things will happen to you.
Wow, well said, Abdulmuhsin. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for that golden advice. And I hope all your generation, not even your generation, even the eldest, actually, people, even the youngest, like learn from your story, learn from your advice. Thank you so much for your advice, Abdulmuhsin. So we've been talking about the pandemic time, and you were volunteering, actually, and you volunteered actually in that time. Let's talk about back to school, since we were talking about children, the young generation, and like a month ago they started. And we are back again, dear viewers, with our guest Abdulmuhsin Altabakh. So Abdulmuhsin, I'm pretty sure you faced too many challenges while you are doing your voluntary work or before actually doing that. Can you mention most of them?
One of the most challenging things I've been through, it was one of the campaigns.
Yes.
And we had a lot of pressure from the people, that they were like pushing and give me this, give me that. We're gonna do everything for you.
Yes.
Just you need to be patient. And we had a lot of pressure at the same day from our decisions and what we're gonna do. It wasn't like the most good day for us.
Yeah, so we learn how to be patient
Yeah.
from that time. So what about your charity team, the Kuwait Makers? Did you actually experience campaigns in Kuwait only or outside Kuwait as well before?
We had a lot of campaigns outside
Okay.
Kuwait. I participated in only one, unfortunately. It was in last October, last year. It was a campaign about Dr. Abdulaziz Hassan, rahmatullah alayh. We
Yes.
opened 3 schools for him in Turkey, Sanorfa. After that, after we opened 3 schools,
Yes.
we visited refugees.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, and
that
we
was in
gave-
Turkey.
Yeah. And that wasn't planted in the plan.
Okay, it wasn't planted.
Yeah.
And you did it really well. It's the only one you participated. So how about the other campaigns and the Kuwait Makers,
Kuwait
like not
Makers.
only in Turkey? Where else actually did you participate?
We had few in Africa,
Okay,
and we had in
but you weren't involved.
yeah,
Abdulmuhsin.
I wasn't a member yet
Yes.
in the team.
Okay.
And they had actually a campaign in Turkey again,
Okay.
yeah, and another one in Bangladesh. And we have another one next month in Bangladesh too.
Okay, that's amazing. So, do you have any hopes and wishes for your charity team in the future? Since you've been not only actually volunteering here in Kuwait, only even outside Kuwait. So, what are your hopes and wishes in the future?
My hopes and wishes to do a lot of campaigns, participate more, help people more, and to be honest, I don't want to be making campaigns only in Kuwait with my team. I want to expand. I want to go outside of Kuwait.
Globally.
Yeah, globally. Yeah.
I hope that in the future, inshallah, Abdulmuhsin. So, do you have any last words for our dear viewers?
My last words for the people who are watching or listening, there's always hope in your life. Even if you was in your lowest, just do good. Do good in every single thing in your life, and that's why your life will be better and you will feel more happier than ever.
What a pretty advice, Abdulmuhsin. Do good, and you did good actually with us today. It was my pleasure actually to have you in our show tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was my pleasure actually.
So, dear viewers, we reached the end of our episode for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. See you for the next one, and have a nice evening.